Hi, all, welcome to Elephant Beats. In this podcast, we're going to talk about some insights about how to be flexible at workplace. Meaning of quality and performance has gone astray as unnecessary process has displayed the intelligent work. When there is less flexibility at work, it's not at all surprising to get increasingly miserable, out of sorts. This occurs because we do not focus on self employment and self enjoyment. In other words, to act, speak, keep thoughts in is much appreciated when we make connections or emotions in such a manner, in such a way which pleases self unlimitedly. Workplace flexibility is something which lets one choose the timeline to work, redirect your links. Flexibility is when your employer listens to the story and experiences one faces in the company. So this can build up relations and make friends with colleagues and follow the networking process. So when we are talking about being flexible at workplace, one must get in contact with people who listen to you, demonstrating emotional intelligence quotient and work ethic. These things are necessary and get the references from them if they can attach uh, us with the beneficial contacts to touch base at. So when we talk about the flexibility at workplace, let's begin with cubicle method. People find cubicle world sometimes claustrophobic. If people are if people are stuck with the strict work environments, like impractical things, being feeling claustrophobic, then it might create flaw in companies' culture. And not to mention, these elements can actually decrease efficiency, sure, and work rate levels in employees. Once someone else feels claustrophobic at workplace, it, it's the time to start building up the content on the resume and enhance them and ask for the right place. If changing cubicles is difficult, then what the way out could be? Keep changing the illusions, which means to not feel run out of faith. Come out in light. Lights are always inspiring. So don't be in dark and confined to the places at workplace which makes somebody feel claustrophobic. Improve your conditions and keep some accountability to make your cubicle look a lot in hilarity and relaxing. Always believe the knowledge and experience one has gained does not make us deaf and dumb or blind. Keep your things enchanted. Someone not feeling claustrophobic but yes feels distress, then hear oneself when in misery and talk to others frequently about inefficiencies we feel, how it is affecting the productivity and profit. In other words, flexibility at workplace can be achieved if the employer and the employee relationships is good, trustworthy. So it builds employee trust and commitment. Flexibility at workplace and work environment can attract a wider pool of candidates towards you and can also help you retain your talented employees. It's very important. So when I'm talking about retaining the talented employees, it means why do waste moments and feel discomfort? Sometimes breaking rules must reduce the juggling. If you have got certain employees who are actually very talented, then we gotta be giving them extra perks and some benefits rather than making them feel vulnerable and uncomfortable about the company. Being flexible with your employees is good for business. It builds employee trust and commitment and attracts talented people as well as promotes everyone to find measures which work for the team or avenues that are good or resources which are good for the teamwork and for the company. If there are few people who remotely work and they become too easily distracted by neighbors or friends who don't believe they're actually working, so business relationships can become exhausted due to this misconception. So such employees are suited for working at an employer's office. So teamwork, efficiency, innovation, and organizational productivity can all increase when flexibility is introduced in the workplace, which brings us to the get on the feedback loops. Right. It's very important for people to get on the feedback loops. Uh, Must have realized that it's important and necessary to value the feedback loops, to consider them very, very important uh, in your career. It is essential for career growth. Feedback increases the learning efficiency and takes center stage, especially in times of change, as people come to learn various competence to enable them to continue working in dynamic environments. So people gain experience and start to recognize what exactly the job demands of them. So this relationship helps them become more comfortable with their position. So to stimulate creative thinking, some organizations use role rotations. So ask employer how to attain role rotation in a very susurrus manner, like, who this job is like getting onto my nerves, or I'm feeling something that maybe I feel not so connected with the people. So is there any role rotation? By regularly switching job roles, people remain at the state where they are a lot flexible to change. This systematic secures flexibility in the workplace. In order to become flexible at workplace, um, yeah, people can always take any opportunity to learn, not always think where we have been mistaken in our experience. However, invent different imaginations, methods to see so far how much we have allowed oneself at improving or improvising the work atmosphere. And then see accomplishment from the perspective. How did the company benefit? Yes, we have greater cost savings, higher productivity, improved recruiting efforts, and most important, improved employee sentiment, which gives meaningful satisfaction. So, when someone is specifically searching for that work schedule, giving the option of a part time job benefits your organization in having the potential of these employees who are highly talented but are less likely to give much working hours and staying jolly and favorable at becoming the real wizard or a consultant employees. Yes, if you want to be the real wizard, you should highly appreciate the flexibility that comes along with freelancing and find yourself more productive in this type of work arrangement. All right, keep continuing the digital interaction. Flexibility of work is very important for that. Thinking, speaking, and acting for the self pleasure is dependence and optimism. Hold on to faith, which includes to evaluate and keep coaching yourself, recognizing and adapting the new demands you set for yourself. Every cloud has a silver lining. Stay tuned to www.balafonbeats.com podcast and stay tuned for the upcoming podcasts.